So we are here to preview the new Bare Necessities collection from Nanshy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you through each brush and you're going to tell us what you love. Now, the one thing I love that I'm going to tell you first of all is these brushes don't have names on, so you're not kind of tied down to, oh, this can only be used for this.
And that's right with makeup, because, you know, you can use them for they're so versatile, you can use them for so many things.
So, first of all, the collection has beechwood handles, the same great Taklon fibre that you know from Nanshy, a beautiful bronze for all, which is engraved with Nanshy.
Beautiful.
So this is brush number 19. So tell me about this one.
So I would use this in my kit more for powder, and what I love about it is the hair is soft. You also get a real fluffy head on it, which means that you distribute very fine powder, because there's nothing wrong, nothing looks good if the skin is too powdered.
Yeah.
So it's very, very sheer, will add beautiful dusting of powder to the skin. You could even use this for bronzer as well, Nikki.
Yeah, totally,
it's beautiful.
Totally. So that is brush number 19 in the collection. So we're now on to second brush, brush number 18, and I have to say this is one of my favourites.
Me too. I got really excited when I saw this shape, because it's very unusual for a brush of this size to be shaped so beautifully. So the dome on it means that you can exactly that. So you can actually create shape and definition on the face with your bronzing powders, with your contouring powders, which is a real trend, you know, has been for a little while now, but without being left with hard lines, because it's soft, it will distribute the colour beautifully, and you know, you can use this for powder, you could use it for your blusher, but anything that you want to create a little bit of shape and definition, this is your brush.
And diffused as well, because it's soft. And the other thing I love about the Nanshy brushes is that you can see how I'm holding this. They're professional brushes, so they're weighted.
Yes.
So, you know, some of the brushes you can find that kind of are really kind of on trend and kind of, you know, very, very fashionable, they're not actually pro artist brushes, and these are. So we feel comfortable using these every day.
Absolutely.
And they really work well. So, number 17.
Yes.
Beautiful dome.
I did ask for this brush to be made.
Yeah, see, I've got a request that's in this kit as well.
Yeah, so this for me is to create that, which I love when I'm doing makeup, and I don't know anybody it doesn't look good on, is that beautiful soft flush to the apple of the cheek.
So you place it.
So you actually look like you've naturally blushed as opposed to added streaks of blusher. This is great for that, and it's also, as you were saying to me before, about diffusing makeup. So if you put makeup on that looks a little heavy around the nose, a little bit of blusher, you can diffuse it with this by using small circular movements and buff it into the skin. This, for me, in my makeup kit, is an absolute stayer. It's fabulous.
I have to say, I use this often for cream blush as well.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
give that real kind of
And that's, can I just say as well, that's one important thing about the Nanshy brushes, is because they are made from a synthetic hair Taklon, it means that you can pick up any colour from liquids to powders to creams. Now that's really important to know, because a lot of brushes that you are limited.
Yeah, and the other thing is, which we know is really, really important, you absolutely get seriously no shedding from these.
Yeah.
We've all been in situations where you kind of, and you go out and you've got a hair stuck to your face.
Not
so
good.
No shedding from these. So that is the beautiful new domed brush. Okay, number 16 in the new collection. This is a totally new brush for us here at Nanshy, and it's so dense.
Yeah, it's
what
incredible.
Would you use this for?
This makes me do my happy dance.
Does it?
Because
Don't do it on screen.
what you can do with this is create the most amazing
Cheekbones.
contour. But then, because you've got the flat edge to it and it's dense, you can drag the contour down, which means that rather than walking around with
a stripe,
you actually create a diffused contour. Also for around the hairline here, you can use it cheek, you can use it incredible. Can I just, if you use it across here and along the jawline, you can actually slim the face down by doing that as well. So that's an amazing brush.
The other thing as well
it.
You can do, sort of, if you're talking about contour and change shape with this, because it's so dense, it's just down the side of the nose.
Down the sides of the nose, exactly.
Yeah.
And even use this for highlighter. So when we said that the brushes are so versatile, you can use it on the high on the cheekbones and down the centre of the nose if you want to use it as a little bit of highlighter.
The other thing I would do is I often use a setting powder under my eye, so I would actually take that and maybe kind of just pack it on, just to do a little bit of baking.
Just fabulous, that brush.
Yeah, so this is our new favourite. Okay, so on to the smaller brushes.
Yes.
So we now have number 15. So for me, again, I would use maybe to set a little bit of powder.
Yeah.
What would you use this for?
Well, you know, I had a brush in my kit for many, many years that I used as an under eye powder, because it's very sheer and it's fluffy, so you don't get packed powder. But what I tend to use these brushes for as well is if I do a lot of fashion or if I do editorials, if I want a wash of colour on the eye, so maybe, you know, when you get some shimmer eyeshadows sometimes, you don't want that to be too thick on the eyelid, this is your ideal brush for that, because it picks up a smaller amount of colour but spreads it beautifully, so you get what I call the wash of colour.
Yeah.
Looks pretty, looks beautiful, looks great on any eye, and also it's one of those sweep on, out the door, you look amazing.
The other thing as well I'd use this for is that tiny little bit of highlight on the top of the lip.
Beautiful, yeah.
Really, really. So really versatile, and as we said, you can use these with cream or powder products. So yeah, that's the new number 15. So another eye brush, number 14. Now I have to say, this is a great dense brush, isn't it?
Now this would be mine. This is a very technical term.
Oh.
This is my smudgy eye brush. So I love to do smoky eyes, and I get asked probably the most, how do I create a smoky eye? Now, I like a smoky eye that looks a little bit deconstructed, so something that you can put into a charcoal or a pewter or a metallic-y sort of gunmetal, but really smudge, really sort of blend it. Now, this is great because it's a little bit more dense, you pick up the right amount of colour, but because of the head on it, you can smudge it and create that almost like that rock chick sort of look, which looks beautiful and very, it's a feminine smoky eye, so it's easy to do and anybody can create it with this brush.
And the other thing as well with these is if you wanted to do that really rock chick, you could also kind of buff it under it, and it's not going to be a hard line,
absolutely,
is it? And the other thing when you're using these around the eye, they're so soft, but also they don't flick. Because sometimes if you're doing a deeper powder and you get that drop,
so you don't get the drop, exactly.
Yeah.
This is why it sort of picks up and distributes the right amount of colour, which is actually what I find with all of the Nanshy brushes.
Yeah, fantastic. So that is the number 14, the kind of shader brush. Okay, so we are on to number 13 now. This is another little dome.
Little domed brush. The shape of it is ideal for creating a little bit of, let's say, contour in the eye. So crease colour.
In the socket.
Yeah, socket line colour, crease colour, and also for creating a bit of a smoky edge along the lash line. So if you wanted to just maybe use the brush that we showed you before for the wash of colour, then put this on around the contours and around the underneath of the eye as well. But because it's got that beautiful dense look to it, it picks up colour beautifully. This I would use definitely for that sort of soft smoky eye.
Now, you said earlier about a deconstructed smoky eye. The other thing we see a lot on the catwalks now is, you know, and I wear quite a strong lip normally, but it's almost that deconstructed strong lip. So instead of using a sharp lip brush, you put on your lipstick or your lip matte as normal, and then actually take a brush like this and you kind of buff it through. So it's a real soft, smudgy edge.
It's easier to wear as well. It's easier to wear, and it's far more flattering than hard lines.
And remember, because the Taklon fibre can be used with powder or liquid or lipsticks or lip mattes, perfect, good to go. So number 12 now. This is kind of my request. So I love a brow, as you can probably see, and some brow brushes are quite soft. This has a beautiful density to it, so it's really firm. So for me, I can get that kind of sharp line and then feather through. What about you?
The reason I love it is because of the shape that you can create with it, but what's beautiful about it is because it's slightly harder, it means that it grooms the brow at the same time. So as you put your colour on, rather than just sitting on the surface, it goes through to the skin as well, so you can work it in. It's great for, even if you don't like a defined brow, it's great for filling in gaps as well. And because of the shape of it and the angle on it, you can create the beautiful sort of squared off brow, which is so attractive, and then twist the brush slightly,
so you pull it
and then you pull off to the end, so you can create that lovely thinner brow just here, which is what a perfect brow should look like.
Now for me, because I wear my brow quite heavy, and again going back to the fibre, I use this with a brow pomade, which is obviously a cream gel type product, but like you're saying, if you want a more natural brow powder,
I love to use powder, and I use this in my powder palette for it's perfect.
So that is the new brow brush. So on to our final brush. Now this has actually been one that's been so requested. And it's, a lot of people don't know the name. It's a Spoolie.
I love the name.
It's a Spoolie.
Spoolie.
So it's kind of like a mascara wand, and as an artist, we've used these for a long time, haven't we, in our kit? So what do we do with it?
I would have to have one of these in my kit for anything, from when I do fashion or if I do editorial. I use it for a number of things. So I use it to groom brows, so to brush through and groom brows, because brows actually look more attractive when they're actually brushed up, because that's the natural growth
The
of
old
the
trick
eye.
is a little bit of hairspray on your spoolie brush to get your brow set,
and
isn't
it holds it in place. But I also use it because I don't like to see clumpy mascara. So once you put your mascara on, and often a mascara wand holds too much product, so you put it on and then you're forever trying to like separate them. All you do is you put your mascara on, brush through gently.
You kind of roll it, don't you?
That's it. Brush through gently with the spoolie, and you find that you create the most beautiful fan of lashes. It will look amazing.
And also kind of pull out to give the lashes length, and just kind of, because I don't like mascara on there, so I put a bit of mascara on it and I just to kind of tint the lashes at the bottom.
Incredible for anybody that has lash extensions.
Yeah.
Because what you can do, you often don't use mascara with lash extensions, so you can use this to just groom your lashes through.
So, final reveal. You've got 9 amazing brushes, super versatile, in a faux leather pouch with a gorgeous rose gold zip.
I love that. I love it.
I know, super versatile. It's also got a little zip inside as well, so you can totally, use it for your makeup and that kind of thing. So this is the Bare Necessities collection, previewing here. So sign up below for waitlist, and you can find out all the details. And I know it's already in your kit. You've had a preview.
Oh, of course I've had a preview. And you really don't want to miss it, because you will be part of a very elite club.
And this set is now going in my bag. Bye, guys.